Scorpio, take a deep breath and listen closely. Something inside you has been whispering, hasn't it? That quiet voice that says there's more waiting for you beyond the walls you've known. For months now, maybe even years, you've felt the pull of change tugging at your spirit like an unseen tide. You've tried to ignore it, reasoning that comfort is safer than curiosity, that stability is worth more than possibility. But lately, every sunrise feels like a question you can't answer. Every nightfall feels like an echo reminding you that your soul has already packed its bags. This is not coincidence. This is cosmic choreography. The universe is aligning pieces in ways your logical mind cannot yet comprehend. It's as if invisible hands are rearranging your path, gently pushing you toward the unknown, whispering, "It's time." You can feel it in the way familiar places suddenly feel smaller, in how conversations drain you when they used to ignite you, in how your dreams no longer fit within the same old storylines. That's not restlessness, it's awakening. The same stars that forged your Scorpio fire are now guiding you toward a higher frequency, one where comfort is replaced with calling. You've spent too long editing yourself for spaces that were never meant to hold your entire truth. The version of you that stayed quiet, that played safe, that waited for permission, that version is dissolving. What's rising now is the traveler, the alchemist, the phoenix ready to take flight again. You've always had this deep knowing that your path wouldn't be ordinary. You were born under a sign that transforms through endings and beginnings. And right now, life is whispering an invitation, one wrapped in uncertainty yet shimmering with possibility. Maybe it's a move to a new city, maybe it's a new career, or maybe it's an emotional relocation, a decision to finally leave behind the people, patterns, or fears that once kept you small. But whatever this shift looks like, it's divinely timed. The synchronicities aren't random. The song that repeats in your head, the feather you found on the ground, the number sequence you keep seeing, they're breadcrumbs leading you home. Scorpio, destiny isn't waiting for your confidence. It's waiting for your yes. The path ahead won't be linear, but it will be meaningful. The Scorpio within you doesn't need to know every detail to trust the direction. You are guided by instinct older than time, by intuition that sees what eyes cannot. You've always been the one who walks into the dark, only to discover the stars were hidden there all along. So when you feel the stir within you, that trembling between fear and excitement, know that it's not chaos, it's divine movement. Your energy is shifting frequency, calling in new coordinates. The universe isn't taking something away, it's creating space for something bigger to land. And even if your heart beats faster at the thought of change, remind yourself, nothing new is born without motion. You were never meant to stay still. Scorpio, destiny is calling, and this time it's calling you somewhere new. Scorpio, once you start listening, the signs come faster, almost too fast to ignore. It begins subtly. The same number showing up everywhere, a song that plays the exact words your heart needed to hear, a conversation overheard that feels like it was meant for you. You might brush it off at first, calling it coincidence, but deep down you know better. Scorpios don't believe in random. You believe in rhythm. Every repetition, every strange alignment is a frequency match between your vibration and destiny's blueprint. You are no living by routine. You are moving through sacred choreography. The universe communicates with you through patterns because your soul understands symbols better than speech. Every butterfly you notice, every gust of wind that seems to answer your thoughts, these are divine nods saying, you're on the right path. The people you meet now feel different too. Some arrive as mirrors, reflecting your growth. Others appear as messengers, bringing opportunities, ideas, or even challenges designed to stretch your courage. Notice who lights you up and who drains your energy. The contrast itself is instruction. The more you align with truth, the less tolerance you'll have for anything half-hearted. This is why certain friendships feel faded, why old ambitions suddenly lose flavor. You're not broken or bored. Your frequency has evolved. The universe is preparing you for a destination that requires lighter baggage, emotional, spiritual, even physical. So if you've been urged to declutter, donate, or downsize, it's not random, it's spiritual preparation. Every item you release, every closure you allow, creates energetic space for arrival. There's also a magnetic pull toward places you've never been. Maybe you've been dreaming of the ocean, the mountains, or an unfamiliar city that feels oddly familiar. Your higher self already knows where you're going. The pull you feel isn't wanderlust, it's memory. Before this life, before this moment, your soul agreed to a path, and now, like a compass remembering north, you're finding your way back. October 18th isn't just a date, it's a gateway. Energetically, it's a day when destiny dials in clearly, when the noise fades and clarity hums through every cell of your being. Don't be surprised if sudden messages appear. A call from someone unexpected, a job offer in another state, a vivid dream that feels like instruction. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. You've reached the intersection between faith and manifestation. And Scorpio, when you stand there, the universe doesn't shout, it whispers. The guidance comes through feeling. If something makes your heart expand, it's a yes. If it makes your chest tighten, it's a pause. Your intuition is the passport. Your courage is the ticket. The cosmos won't hand you a printed itinerary because the beauty of your transformation lies in the mystery. You were never meant to know how, you were meant to trust. That's the Scorpio paradox. You crave control, yet your power is greatest when you surrender. Destiny doesn't unfold through planning. It blooms through permission. So when you see those synchronicities multiplying, repeated 111s, feathers in your path, random conversations that answer your private prayers, don't dismiss them. Write them down. Speak gratitude out loud. Every acknowledgement strengthens the connection, turning whispers into conversation. And the more you listen, the louder destiny becomes. Soon, what felt like uncertainty will transform into undeniable knowing. You'll stop asking, is this the sign? And start saying, I know this is for me. Because by then, Scorpio, you won't just be following the signs. You'll be one. Scorpio, the moment always comes, that quiet but unmistakable shift when the decision is no longer theoretical. You feel it in your chest first, a mix of anticipation and ache. It's that breath before you leap, that heartbeat before the plane takes off, the sacred pause before your next chapter begins. Suddenly, what once felt like comfort now feels like confinement. The walls that protected you begin to echo with restlessness. You start to pack, not just suitcases, but pieces of your soul, taking with you the lessons carved by years of transformation. This isn't just relocation, it's initiation. The universe is moving you because you've completed a cycle, and the soil beneath your feet no longer matches your vibration. You've outgrown the old frequency, and staying would only dull your magic. So you begin to let go, not in bitterness, but in gratitude. You look around at the faces, the rooms, the streets that once held you, and you whisper silent thank yous, because every moment, even the painful ones, were stepping stones to this doorway. The doubts arrive, of course. What if I fail? What if I'm making a mistake? But destiny doesn't wait for certainty. It requires faith in motion. You remind yourself that transformation never comes with a comfort guarantee. Scorpio, your soul was not built for stagnation. You were ruled by Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, and evolution, and your story was never meant to be small. You walk with ancient wisdom in your blood, the kind that knows endings are simply disguised beginnings. And yet, your human heart trembles. That's okay. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the choice to move despite it. When you finally take that first step, send that email, say that goodbye, close that door, the air feels different, lighter. The universe responds instantly to decisive energy. You'll notice small affirmations, a sudden burst of sunlight, a message from someone you haven't spoken to in years, an opportunity appearing at the perfect time. These are confirmations that the cosmic current has caught you. You are no longer forcing your life forward. You're flowing with it. The further you go, the more you'll realize that every risk you take in alignment with your truth is rewarded with expansion. The road may twist and test you, but it will never betray you. Each delay is a redirection, each detour, divine protection. Remember, Scorpio, destiny doesn't rush, it unfolds like a tide, pulling you exactly where you're meant to land. You are being guided not toward escape, but toward embodiment, the life, love, and purpose that mirror who you've become. You may not see the full map yet, but you can feel the compass turning inside you. That's your intuition, your most sacred navigation system. Trust it even when the road is foggy, especially then. The unknown is not your enemy. It's your initiation into power. This is where your transformation crystallizes, when you choose trust over control, when you stop surviving and start surrendering. You are the phoenix mid-flight, the traveler between worlds, the sacred wanderer following starlight through uncertainty. Destiny isn't waiting at the destination. It's traveling beside you, whispering encouragement with every brave step you take. So pack not just your belongings, but your faith, your courage, and your willingness to be surprised. The universe has already booked your passage. Your only job now is to go. When Scorpio finally crosses that invisible threshold, whether it's a new city, a new home, or simply a new way of being, the air feels different. It smells like possibility mixed with uncertainty. The sky seems wider, yet the silence feels deeper. You've done the brave thing, you've answered destiny's call, and yet the moment your feet touch new ground, a wave of doubt creeps in. It's that subtle voice that says, "What if I've left too much behind?" That's the first test, not of your strength, but of your surrender. The universe often tests your faith the moment you leap, not because it doubts you, but because it wants you to anchor your trust. You might feel alone, even though you're surrounded by signs that you're exactly where you need to be. A stranger's kindness, a familiar scent in an unfamiliar place, a sudden spark of inspiration. These are the breadcrumbs of reassurance. The cosmic truth is this: when you walk the path meant for you, the road itself becomes your protector. But Scorpio, you're human, and humans crave proof. So destiny provides it in layers. Perhaps your first few days feel chaotic. Delays, mixed signals, even a sense of isolation. It's the universe recalibrating your frequency to match the vibration of your new chapter. Old fears rise to the surface not to punish you, but to purge you. You'll notice how people from your past try to reach out, not because they miss you, but because your energy shift is being felt across timelines. They can sense you've changed. Don't be tempted to return. What's behind you is complete. Ahead lies expansion. The discomfort you feel now is a sign that your old skin no longer fits. Trust that even in uncertainty, you are divinely held. The Scorpio in you has walked through deeper darkness than this. Heartbreaks, betrayals, transformations that stripped you down to your soul. And every single time, you rose wiser. This is no different. The difference now is awareness. You're not reacting to the unknown, you're conversing with it. Every time you choose faith over fear, you strengthen the bridge between your human self and your higher self. That bridge, Scorpio, is indestructible. You'll notice your intuition sharpening, goosebumps that arrive before something important, a vivid dream that turns out to be prophetic, a coincidence that aligns too perfectly to be random. These aren't miracles meant for others. They're confirmations meant for you. The same energy that once broke you is now the wind beneath your wings. And while the first steps in this new reality may feel wobbly, they're sacred. Don't rush to find stability. Let stability find you. The universe is weaving connections behind the scenes. The right person, the right opportunity, the right message. They're already in motion. You only need to stay open. The most powerful Scorpios are those who can walk through chaos without losing their calm, who can feel lost without losing their faith. This is your initiation into that mastery. The universe isn't asking you to be fearless. It's asking you to be faithful. Every time you choose to trust, your light expands. Every time you resist the urge to control, your destiny unfolds faster. You are not starting over, you are starting higher. So when you wake up in this new energy and feel both excited and uneasy, remember, this is what rebirth feels like. Confusing, beautiful, raw. You are in the sacred middle. Not who you were, not yet who you will become, but precisely where you need to be. Look around, Scorpio. Even now, destiny is decorating your path with synchronicities. The 11:11 on the clock, the stranger who repeats your own thoughts aloud, the unexpected offer that fits perfectly with your long-forgotten dream. These are the universe's way of saying, welcome home. You're not lost. You're being found. Scorpio, as the days unfold in this new chapter, something inside you begins to shift again. Not outward this time, but inward. The chaos that once roared inside your chest quiets into understanding. You start to realize that destiny was never a distant place waiting on a map. It was always the unfolding of who you were becoming. Every sign, every struggle, every moment that broke you open was part of a sacred rerouting toward your true essence. You didn't just pack bags and move, you shed skins and returned to your core. The universe never wanted to take anything from you. It wanted to reveal everything within you. Now, when you look back, you see the pattern. How every disappointment redirected you, how every delay protected you, how every loss made room for something larger. You begin to feel gratitude even for the storms that once terrified you because they taught you to dance in the rain of uncertainty. This is the wisdom that lives inside every Scorpio. The ability to see beauty in what once felt unbearable, to rise from ashes not with bitterness but with light. That light, Scorpio, is what destiny was calling for all along. You were never meant to chase purpose, you were meant to embody it. The world needs the version of you that has walked through fire and learned to love anyway, the version that can sit in silence and still hear divine guidance, the version that no longer seeks validation, but vibrates truth. Your journey now becomes medicine for others. The words you speak, the energy you carry, the courage you radiate, they become the map for those still wandering. Because when a Scorpio heals, generations heal. That's the magnitude of your power. You've learned that letting go doesn't mean losing, it means aligning. You've learned that solitude isn't loneliness, it's sacred space for divine dialogue. You've learned that faith isn't about knowing, it's about trusting when you can't see. And now life begins to mirror this inner transformation. New connections form, opportunities appear, and peace, that elusive peace you once thought you had to chase, finally finds you. It's quiet, deep and steady, like the hum of stars at midnight. You've entered the era where your presence itself shifts energy. People will feel it when you walk into a room, not because you're trying to be seen, but because you've become light. And as this realization settles into your bones, you understand the ultimate secret. Destiny doesn't call you somewhere new to escape your past. It calls you somewhere true to express your soul. You didn't just move to a new location, you moved into a higher vibration. You are now the bridge between heaven and earth, the proof that surrender leads to sovereignty. The universe celebrates your courage, Scorpio. It always has. Now it wants you to celebrate too, not by looking back at what you survived, but by stepping forward into what you've become. Because your story isn't ending here, it's expanding. So stand tall under the October sky, let the wind kiss your face, and whisper a thank you to the stars that never stopped guiding you. You've answered destiny's call, and in doing so, you've unlocked your true home, the space within yourself where faith, power, and peace coexist. This is your moment of arrival, not as the seeker, but as the source. You are living proof that when a Scorpio follows their intuition, the entire universe rearranges in their favor. So share this energy, spread it. Let others know that courage is contagious, that healing is possible, that destiny is real. And as you close your eyes tonight, remember, the call that once came from the stars now lives inside you. You are home, Scorpio. You always were.